Welcome back. This is Deep Waters with Deborah Waters. Indeed, it is really getting deep right here on the show. We've been talking about gigolos in the house, and we've been talking about the rise of male escorts. Some people will call it male prostitution. Some people will say, no, it's not prostitution. It's just an agreement between an older woman and a younger man, to just, do the do in exchanging sex for money, money for sex and companionship, and that's all. It's not a big deal. But I'd love to hear your thoughts. Is it a big deal or not? Calling on 0705 993 6937 or 0705 993 7937. Today I have a special guest with me in the studio. Will helping me dive into this deep waters with me is a Nigerian creative director and sociologist with proficiencies in computational sociology. I hope you understand all this English I'm going to speak now, because it's what I wrote all this thing. And me, I don't know how to break it down. I'm just going to read it. And social network analysis and other niche specificity in marketing, media, creative directing, community management, campaign project development, and social digitization disciplines. He was the campaign developer for Gen Z for Peter Obi and Sociology Network, Circle, XR, Creative Commons, Wide Nonagon, and a lot more, for which he had managed even more global social impact communities across all continents of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, I have with me a sociologist, somebody who is full of knowledge for his age. Ha! You will not believe that when this guy starts talking now, he's not even up to 30, and he's giving. The brain is braining. Anyways, I'm right here with me in the studio. Marvis Diokpa Dike Royce. Hello, Diokpa.
Hi, Debbie. Deborah.
Hi, Debbie.
Hi, everyone. How you guys doing?
Hi, we can hear you.
Are you trying to mimic me? All right.
Good to have you in the studio.
Yeah,
I'm
thanks
sure
for
you've been
having
using
me.
your voice as voiceover, Abby. Are you sure you're not Big Brother?
I could mimic Big Brother's voice, but no, I am not Big
I
Brother.
think you are. Are you sure? Because Big Brother will keep denying that he's not
This
Big
is
Brother.
Big Brother. A housemate.
It's okay. Big Brother is not paying us. It's not paying before you turn this on to reality show.
Right.
But good to have you on the show. Thanks for
It feels
joining
nice
in.
connecting.
Yeah, so let's get right into the topic of the day.
Yeah, right.
Gigolos. So I've tried to do my own personal definition, but I know as a sociologist you have your own definition. So I'll allow you to drop it like it's hot.
All right. There are no sociological definitions to being a gigolo or the gigolo concepts, essentially. But then it's more sociological and scientific knowledge around gigolo, right? You probably want to base your thoughts on thinking about a particular someone, right, who gets introduced into being escorts for more mature women, older women. They could be older, they could be within your age range or younger. That's what most people don't know. So they think it's just for the older women.
Okay.
And it had also started with the France contextual context around women having loneliness to deal with.
As a sociologist, have you met a gigolo before? Have you had to deal with one of? Have you even been one before?
Anyways, just like the previous caller had mentioned, right? Whilst you become more advanced in age, your priorities shift. He used choices, but I wouldn't say choices because there are same context surrounding how you make your decisions that will probably follow it till the next 20 years. So your choices might still remain to a very large extent, but then your priorities would shift. Then you are presented with probably more options as to what you have 20 years back, and this time around, like you have like different hindsights to making more better decisions. So for me, did I ever? Yes.
Did you ever patronize, or were you ever patronized by
it was my thinking to not request payments because I do not stand for such principles, and I'll tell you why.
But then I request payment.
No,
I
don't.
Offer you?
Yeah.
And do you take it?
I don't request and I don't take it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was your intention? Just for companionship or
experiential knowledge as to how the older female body and mind worked.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So what did you discover from that?
Encounter?
Yes.
Or those encounters, because it wasn't once.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it was like how many? Or
Several.
for a period of how many years?
Several. It lasted a span of 2019 through 2022.
Okay, so would you say that younger men are more likely to be gigolos? Younger men between like maybe 20 and 30?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And that's because, I mean, within those age brackets, you probably have men, more gender contextualization, who are more interested in exploring life, who probably wants more experiential knowledge as to how life works.
Okay.
Now, in the relationship and intimacy context, they want to do older women.
Okay.
Yes.
Just for the fun of it.
Not just for the fun,
For
like
the money.
for the knowledge, for the enlightenment, for the experiences, for the money, right? And towards power dynamics would be available to them. For also wanting to ascribe social status, right? Achieve social status, basically,
Okay.
because they want to actually use these women to climb newer scopes of society.
So what was it for you?
Basically, to understand
what
how
ladders did you climb?
I wouldn't know how you guys take this, but then I would naturally say I'm a very philosophic person,
Okay.
right? So for me, it's more of the idealistic earnings than the materialistic earnings for me. Yeah, so I wanted to like understand certain things, like knowledge.
Mind of an older woman.
I want to understand how their minds work,
Okay.
right? I want to understand how that context would yield me more knowledge as to navigating my adulthood. Do you understand?
Would you say that gigolos in quote, or people who are likely to be gigolos, would you say that they had like mommy issues or are dealing with mommy issues?
No, that is never a factor.
For you?
Generally.
Why would you say that?
You mean for the guys, right?
Yes.
Whether or not they had like...
mommy issues.
Did you say money or mommy?
Mommy.
Okay, no. Never. I don't. From all my researches and studies on the Gigolo subject matter or topic, it had never appeared that these guys lacked motherly love from home. It is very commonsensical to like think that way, and this is it because society today actually goes or flows with the loudest voice. I'll tell you that categorically. Social conversations that thrill the mainstream society or social engagement is basically the mind of society. So whatsoever you and I are saying right here and agreeing right here to doing would actually go out there through influencers and celebrities and bloggers to be in social norms should in case they like your face and they like my ideas. They do not want to like question those knowledge. They do not want to see objectivity in it. They want to base it on subjectivity. So whatever society relaxes for, right, becomes a norm, and whatever norms it is we have becomes a normalization, and such normalizations would eventually become social inheritances, right? They could get very inherent with us, and those are like social heritages over time. Now, I'd also said all of these things just to tell you the origin and the rise of how subject matters would actually remain as sustainable ideas to want to sip in. Now, to zap that, it is basically based on social conversations, which are commonsensical knowledge and not empirical or scientific. A sociologist would actually not just dabble into social phenomenon, right, or social phenomena in their wide range.
Like in your case.
Yeah, so saying, okay, because she said it, I like her knowledge, I believe in her, I like everything she had always said, I understand everything she had said, and I mean, I just like her idea of or our viewpoint or perspectives on different social matter. Then I want to go with this as well. The sociologists won't do that. Exactly why sociologists in this time and clan would eventually have to arise and sit up to handling and sharing and fronting and taking the fort in social conversations. So like this. So when you tossed several question options to me, I picked this because I mean it had always been people tackling the feminists, right, and the female gender, but we have very few people who get to build buzzes around issues surrounding masculinity. It now looks like okay, we are antagonizing the female gender as villains, right? But that is not it. We are not all good. I point a single finger at you, all four are pointing back to me. So I have to question myself exactly why I think this topic should be. Now, to go back to the anchor point, the anchor topic, whether or not it is based on motherly love or fatherly love, no, it isn't. Empirically, scientifically, it isn't. That is just based on social.
So what would you say is the reason why we have more men thank God you heard the call. You heard the lady saying they literally would walk up now with much more confidence and say, "Oh, can I have your number?" Like even at the gym, I've seen a lady walked up to me and a lady talking to me and saying, "Look, oh my God, that kid just tried to get my number." Just talking to me and like, does he even know that I'm 40? She was like just was speaking out of shock. Like that kid tried to get my number. So now it's like. Yeah, they're so confident. It's like it's out there. It's maybe they're out for the business or something. I do not understand. So, from your own perspective, why would you say there's a rise in the gigolo infestation?
Or advent. All right. So this is it basically. Personally, from our perspective, it is not something that builds quantitative or qualitative researches on. Whatever it is I've done would be to base my hypothesis. So to probably further and foster my hypothetical arguments with anyone on gigolo on gigolo based or related matters.
All right.
So this is it basically. I feel personally I am not allowed as a sociologist to be very subjective, but then again I'm allowed as a human on the basis of humanity to have an opinion. So my opinion as a human would however be based or premised on people do this just to be able to test their fluency in conversations with the older women. That is one. As to whether or not the older women would want to also have things to do with them. 2, to explore such terrains. 3 or 4, to have monitoring net worth accrued. I want to approach you, Debbie Waters, simply because I feel you have a very nice way, you look very nice, and all. Basically, I'm like, okay, this person could actually foot my bill. Why not reach out to her whilst offering her everything it is she wants, talking about sexual intimacy, as to whether or not she had the capability to funding that, right? So it is based on fund, it is based on economical issues, it's based on social issues, social status as well. If I find an alakija as someone who I probably would want to be with, and I'm a younger guy, I would walk up to an alakija as to whether or not she's... Hypothetically.
Okay. Checking. I mean, she's not even with a man anymore at the moment. So.
Right? Exactly why that contest is like a very vendible and valuable one, a very marketable one. 2, she's also a Christian.
Oh, so what has that got to do with anything?
Yeah.
It has... What, the religion has to do with everything now?
Yeah. I mean, come on, like, if Alakija is, like, far-rooted in Christianity, and it is in this time of our loneliness...
Christian. They said they didn't hear that what you said before. She's a Christian.
This conversation would get very controversial. I hope you're aware. Will you be ready for it?
We are here. We're listening to you.
Tunde notes.
So
all right.
Drop that. You're going to mention that.
So, for an Alakija who probably is, like, a Christian, and in such trying times as divorce, right? Recently facing loneliness. I mean, if she belongs to a social class of people or friends who probably are promiscuous, they probably get like go out, and those people are suggesting to her to hang out like younger
try
guys.
this one now. Tunde ni try to. How they find you?
Femi, you got demon and all of that.
And Diokpa is not bad.
It gets to test her fate. Do you understand? So now this brings us back to a guy trying to like see as to whether or not he is able to converse on the basis of fluency and be accepted. Social status.
Yes. Interesting. This is Deep Waters with Deborah Waters, and we're talking about gigolos, the rise or the increase or the advent. What's that English? Advent. Sorry, of of male escorts, in today's world. And I would love to hear your thoughts on the topic of the day. I still have Marvis Diokba Dike Royce with me in the studio, a sociologist and social life blogger. And if you have thoughts and questions and opinions, feel free to join the conversation and calling on 0705 993 6937 or 0705 993 7937. Now, without all that being said about gigolos and all, how does it affect the society at large? I know it feels like a small interpersonal relationships, small steps, sex worker there, it's my decision, I want to explore, I want to make money, financial gains, How does it affect the society at large? But before you answer that, let's take a caller. Hello. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, good evening. Good evening. Thank you for calling, Ikena.
Haha, you got it.
Yeah, I'll keep saying it now so you know that. I already know your voice.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, you see, the thing is, for anything that happens, or any development or any trend must come with two sides to it, or not two sides, but say negative and positive. You know, now we are beginning to water down the idea of men being responsible to take care of women. You have a lot of guys now wanting to ask a lady what you bring it to the table and all of that before they start talking about marriage and go. So men are gradually beginning to lose that sense of responsibility that they should take care of or provide for the women. Do you understand? So it will drop down into boys being okay with, some lady taking care of them. You have a lot of guys now that are dating girls that somehow, if they drill down and tell themselves they go through, they know that they're not the only person handling this girl, taking care of this girl. You know how much the girl earns. You know how much you're even giving her as allowance. So you can see the kind of things that she's doing. So somehow there might be a third hand somewhere. When they look the other way and pretend that they don't know that that's happening. Do you understand?
Yes.
So it is how it is. There are a lot of boys out there now looking for girls that are good mind. You talk to the older lady, the girl, the lady might be older. It's not in all cases, it must be an older person. Do you understand?
Yes.
And he's there, once in a while, ask for this or that, he's taking care of this or that, and he has to look the other way sometimes and go. So
are you saying you've never been with an older woman, Ikena?
I have been some long ago, but not on this ground.
When you were younger, and when before your priorities changed.
We're young. We're in university. I know. So
and did she give you anything as thanks for coming?
No, for what? I mean, they give them now.
You see, they give older woman. Where get money past you, money?
You never ready.
No, she wasn't older than we were both students. She wasn't older. She's just older.
Okay. And you are still giving her money?
It's my responsibility.
Were you dating her?
Were you guys dating though?
Younger. Pardon me?
Were you guys dating or was it just an agreement?
Yeah, we were dating.
Okay.
Okay, I'm talking about whether I was on a transactional relationship.
No, just maybe not trans. It could just be the one night stand kind of situation. Nothing too deep.
No, that wasn't what it was.
Okay. So apart from that, you've not been with any other older woman?
No. But it's not for me. This is now personal. Okay.
Okay.
I would never. Whether the person is 100 years older than I am, it's my responsibility to, handle, take care of as much as I should take care of. It's not right for a girl with a lady to take care of a guy.
Thank you so much, Ikena. I love your thoughts. Actually, your perspective, very masculine. I appreciate. All right, thoughts on that, Mr. Sociologist?
You want me to touch on that?
I wanted you were nodding your head at some point when you were saying something.
All right.
You were nodding your head. So I wanted to know, why were you nodding your head?
2 points to note that he made. One would be based on separating the dynamics, right? Which is the second. Where you asked the question, were you in a relationship with this person? You were in a relationship with this person. That's a different setting. That's a different context entirely. Gigolo is spontaneous. Like the Gigolo-Gigolite relationship is very spontaneous. It is agreement based, right? You guys get like mark boundaries. You guys get to discuss payments. You guys get to discuss where you would go and where you wouldn't go to.
Every sugar daddy and sugar baby, they break them down like that.
You
break them down like that.
Sometimes you have to like even sign contracts if you go deep into it.
Really?
Yeah. If you would also base it on the agreement on duration, it has to be probably an hour upwards or just an hour, and that's just it. For something that's very civil. So that's if you would want to go in the more advanced civility or civilization or climb, right? They have to document everything. So I'm saying on the basis of globalization and not just domesticated gigolo practices.
Interesting. I love that. Let's take another caller. Very punchy. Hello.
Yeah.
Please turn off your radio. Please turn off your radio or walk away from your radio.
Yes.
Okay,
Can you
talk
hear
to
me?
me. Yes, please.
Okay, my question is, you did say, you did ask your previous caller that he wasn't looking for, the other ones. That's why he didn't get them. My question is, how do you, I don't know, how do you get to approach or know if a woman is interested in a gigolo? And besides, is there like an association or something? How do they get found? I know for women it's an easy catch. I know there are apps. I know it's an easy catch for women. But for
For
guys,
men.
how do you guys do it for men? How do you guys do it?
Oh,
And I also want to ask a question. Is it necessary that you have a signed contract or blah blah blah? I thought it was a case of me just with this woman, she pays everything I have to do, and she I just basically do what I gotta do.
interesting. Thank you. This is someone interested in gigoloism.
Okay, so it's asking us to knowing how you get to go there,
Yeah,
get
yeah.
into
Like,
it.
how do you know the your targets?
All right,
How do you
all
sign
right.
contracts
All
and all
right.
that?
We all are adults, and no single adult will inform any other adults how to act. We probably are only going to suggest to you, and we suggest to you on the basis of roadmap. Right now, talking about roadmap, what had been the practices of gigolo-gigolit relationship? How did they get to like meet? How did they get to like share contacts and also get
Like gigolate,
networked?
you mean the woman, the
The
older
woman,
woman,
yeah.
right?
I mean, that
Nice.
was even we didn't touch on the origin. Can I
Yes.
briefly do that?
I don't know if we have time actually, but
Okay, so Gigolites, naturally France 1920s, right? Women who were mostly considered promiscuous, and they sought, because they had money, they had affluence and everything, they sought younger guys who would probably escort them to like different places, and that's why you have like the idea and concept of escorts.
Okay,
Now
so
back
back.
to the roadmap. So
Yes.
roadmap, it is not only guys that approach babes. In fact, majority of the times, you have
The
older
women.
women approaching these younger guys simply because you
Eh.
find them cute and you want to spend time with them. Do you understand?
Yes.
So I mean, just keep looking cute for yourself. Also, personally, I am philosophic. I
Look good,
wouldn't
make
want
eye
to
contact, Just say, look deep, stare at the older woman.
This Deborah Waters would
You
push
know.
into a fire.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, yeah. So the older women gets like find a guy attractive, cute enough to want to spend time with. Probably personal hygiene also is not right, and they're like, okay, sir, excuse me. Also, the Mesu engagement and services,
Oh,
you could
yeah.
also spot from that, right?
Okay.
Yeah, where it gets like, okay, seek your services, and they're like, do you offer happy endings?
Oh,
If you don't offer happy endings, would you mind coming to my apartment to service me or to see me or
give
to
me a high
yarn?
AH.
All of those conversations,
HE.
it could even be nominal relationships and friendships that would become, for an instance, an older woman is probably 15 blah older than I am, and she's wanting to blow our relationship off, our friendship off, or companionship off, and she's saying, Diokpa, you don't mind. And Diokpa is saying, okay, give me funds. Do you understand? So it
Yes.
starts and sprouts from like different places. It is not situated.
Okay,
It
so
is not
dear
stationed or
callers,
designed.
you've heard from the guru. No, guru. You can just, I would suggest you just become a masseur. Or, yeah, so you, as you're pressing the body, you can offer or ask questions.
Know that
before.
it takes years to learn such skills, so you don't go and break people's
Oh,
bones.
that's another one. Well,
Yeah.
but basically, just look good. I think looking good is the key, and eye contact.
She's
is
been a
very
devil's
important.
advocate. I won't advise you to do it, but if at all you probably would want to venture out there and don't do it for funds, else you'd lose your sense of personness, your sense of self, your sense of individuality, and you might most likely fall out of value. The previous caller before you said, we are trying to underplay the sense of responsibility of men, not trying to hide and guys under the legibility, right?
Yes.
Boldly written as being gigolos.
Okay.
Right?
Do you agree with that?
In as much as I do not agree with that, because I mean, these guys also have lateral relationships with horizontal pairs. For an instance, I am somewhere around 45, and I have friends who are 45, and an older woman who's probably 65 reaching out to me. She reaches out to me, and we all are doing our bullshit. I still have my probably 40, 45-year-old babe on the one hand, right? Yeah, so I mean, that does not underplay my responsibility and allegiance
To
to
her,
her.
exactly.
So that is on the one hand.
Yes.
But then again, I wouldn't be in support of being a cheat or being deceitful or deceptive to anyone, because you would fall out of value. The first the first place of having to conceptualize the idea of lying to people means you probably had also lied to your own self. And that way, you are doing yourself greater harm.
What lying? Where does lying come? Is it in the relationship? In the yeah?
Yes.
Who does the lying?
If I have a girlfriend,
Oh yeah, you have to lie that you're single and all that stuff.
we probably never dated. I mean, lying is very exponential. It is not tangential or single-laned.
Yeah.
It is multi-dimensional.
Yeah, and I asked the question. We have a few minutes just to wrap. I just wanted to know how this concept, gigoloism, affects our society at large.
Okay, yeah. Talking about social interactions, and social interactions are necessarily not just based on social conversations. Conversations are engagements we have to share knowledge, pass messages, and also information.
Okay.
Those are based on conversation. Interaction could span different aspects, right, and different contexts. So interactions could be how colleagues get to like exchange symbols and ascribe symbols to meaning. So for an instance, what will this person's action probably make me do? Those are social interactions like we have intercourses socially.
Yes.
Right. So how then do gigolo does the gigolo practices affect societal progression, development, and development?
Yeah.
Talking about retrogression.
30 seconds to do that.
Oh, go on ChatGPT.
Nice one. Just type it on ChatGPT and let's go.
Can they follow me as well? Because I'll be
of
blogging.
course. How can they reach you on social media?
One.org, ONE1 ODD.org,
Yes.
One.org, or just simply search Mavis Diokpa Dikeroys.
Yes, that's perfect. And you get a whole lot of information, and you can also DM him, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, DM him. Yeah, for you just never know if you have more questions about about that. I'm
Gigolos
sure you'll be
and
very
whatever.
objective rather than
Definitely.
subjective, as it is. It has been a very intelligent conversation.
Alright,
Thank
sure.
you so much
Thanks
for
for
sharing. I know
having
we
me,
didn't have all the
Waters.
time in the world to explore, but I don't mind doing a part 2 of this particular topic.
No, I
You
mean,
know,
I
explore
wouldn't
part
mind.
2. It would be nice. It would
wouldn't
be
be
really
bad,
nice. Maybe we
you
should do a Gigolo 101. All the men who tune in and say, how can I be
I could teach you to be a gigolo, but then just now I'll be teaching you to
Oh,
actually
please.
ruin your life.
Is not going to like this. Ikena will not like this. So
I
he said
probably
we are
must have
teaching
ruined
men.
you to taught you to ruin your life, and it's not going to be nice.
Yeah, it has its own side effects, which you didn't even get to talk about.
Advantages,
The
disadvantages,
good and
dynamics.
bad.
Yeah,
we need
basically,
to do a part 2 of this. Thank you
benefits, challenges, and co.
Yes, we need to actually. Today was just more of exposure and all that.
Introductory.
Introduction. We'll be all right. Thank you so much for joining me on Deep Waters with Deborah Waters. We'll definitely do a part 2 of this particular episode. Let's get into the pros and cons, advantages and disadvantages of gigoloism and how it affects our society at large. I've had Diokpa in the studio, aka Mavis DK Royce, and of course to all my callers and listeners, thank you so much for being a part of the show and for making this show multi diverse. So how will I even put this in English? I know you always have the right word. All right, you can follow at deepwaters_podcast on Instagram. And of course on Facebook to be a part of the Deep Waters community. I'll be back again on Friday at exactly 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. for another amazing show for you. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.
Bye.